Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Stanley Security, number BF50-412C. This is a replacement hanger. I'm going to pull one out of the bag. We're going to take a look at the dimensional properties of the item. Okay. Visual tour of the item as well. Okay. It's called a pendant bolt that's there. You're going to have the top hanger that's there as well. It's going to allow you to get it attached to the door. You're going to have a bushing. That's likely just aesthetic, partially in nature. Then, of course, the fasteners that you'll have for everything. Total of 6. You certainly don't need 6 for this. However, this package would be something that would come with the greater bifold kit that this is coming in. Let's take some basic dimensional properties. So the overall width of the hanger, we can kind of gauge that here on the camera. It looks like it's about 1 5/8 inches. A very common dimension that clients give us is the wheel diameter. Sometimes the wheel thickness as well. We'll provide that to you should that be of help. If you have a worn hanger, sometimes that's not exactly helpful. Outside diameter of the wheel is 0.864 diameter. The thickness of the wheel, 0.249 thick. I can gauge the center to center of these wheels horizontally, at least a little bit by eye, I should say. I'd say it's about 0.75 inch from here to here. Okay, 0.75. I would say this center line from wheel to wheel . 1.455, so almost 1.5 inches would be that dimension. Outside diameter of the pendant bolt, 0.303 outside diameter. Let's switch to the screen view and let's take a closer look at the supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, here is the item that we are looking at. Not much to see here, but let's take a look at the photos that we have. Here's the hanger in the bag, and then its parts pulled out. Okay. The hanger itself, shown a couple of different ways, just trying to give you as close up of a view as possible on these items. Obviously, we're looking to visually identify items. Your mounting post and your bushing and then your screws. Now, there is a link below this video here to the manufacturer's page. When you click on that, you'll be able to review not only all of the Stanley products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the Stanley sliding and folding door hardware 2018 product catalog. Obviously, I assume the most current one we have. Let's do a find function on our keyboard for BF50-41 because that's the part number. It will show up in this catalog, and this cut sheet is linked to down below as a part. 2-wheel hanger with guide. Okay. And that bushing goes on there as the guide. Other parts are going to be available for this item as well. Track. Pivot bracket. That's going to allow in a bifold application, obviously where you need to pivot the material. This is called a snugger or a snubber. When the two, if you have 4 panels, the 2 inner panels that will come together, this spring tension will keep them tight when the doors are closed. Replacement hangers, replacement bottom and top pivots, This jam bracket with the pivot block assembly will allow you to adjust that. These are called bifold door aligners to keep those inner leaves and applications where you have 4 panels flush against each other. You know, if you ran your hand over the face of the door, they'll be tight to each other. An adjusting wrench if you need, when you need to adjust the height of that hanger. Knobs. Non-mortise hinges is what this would be called. Non-mortise. You can also do mortise hinges on these. Those are probably 3x3. I don't know, but that's probably the size. And likely about 75 thousandths thick would be my guess. Okay. The BF50 has this jam bracket as well, along with this one. Hardware package is here. So if it's a BF50, it's all going to be compatible with your 50-pound rated material. And then the cut sheet is a 2-page affair, and the first page, of course, is the summary of the BF50. So BF is easy. It's bifold, and then it's 50 for 50-pound capacity, and that's what you're dealing with. Very typical and common kit that you're going to find in residential applications. Light duty. These will work just fine and for several years. You don't want to unintentionally bump the material at all. You don't want to have any sort of situation where the bottom pivot can get broken. This part gets compromised, not easily, but you know, you'll have unintentional contact with the door, and that will serve to give it a little bit of compromise there. So be mindful of that. So a very handy way to go about viewing the overview of the system, and importantly, also shows you the different lengths or the sizes. So a 3-foot size is going to be for a pair of, it's going to be for a 3-foot wide opening, a pair of 18-inch doors nominally. You know, an 8-foot wide track, you know, that's really going to be meant for, it's not going to be meant for 4 2-foot panels. That's going to be meant for 8 1-foot panels, is what that's going to be for. Okay, even though you can use 4-foot single-leaf panels, I simply wouldn't encourage it. You'll have 2 sets of 4 opening up in that 8-foot kit. We also have a link to the installation instructions, and that one bushing that you saw, well, you saw that piece of plastic, which I can show you here. That goes down over this tip so that when you install when you drill the hole for the top pivot, they are showing you, well, they refer to, well, not really. Bear with me. Here it is, yep. So when you get the hanger put on with its mounting bracket, threaded in the opposite way I did initially, you're going to add that sleeve down into the door so that bushing or that plastic gets forced over your mounting point. You do have to kind of stretch it ever so slightly, and then into the hole that you drill. So the installation instructions are here just to give you guidance. You might have a question as to what that piece of plastic is for. Where does it go? Why do I have it? Well, there you go. Here are the installation instructions. Okay. So the manufacturer's catalog is there. Very handy, very helpful. Let's wrap up this video on camera. In conclusion, very typical and common scenario that you would need to purchase a replacement hanger. You know, this is just builder's quality material. The name Stanley is quite synonymous with this entire product line, and they do a phenomenal job of it. Quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, for the cost of the material, it's really a great value, because the material is, what I'm trying to say is, it's kind of dirt cheap. And I find that the material is perfectly acceptable so long as it's always used in an adult environment. If you unintentionally hit that bottom pivot, you're going to break it, is the bottom line. They don't just break, so be mindful. What I'm trying to say is, having raised children myself, you might want the heavy-duty stuff while they're in those formative years, but everything has its place. Stanley also makes heavier duty material as well. So you get into the 125-pound rated, the 200-plus pound rated material. Everything gets substantially larger as well. The name Stanley has been synonymous with hardware since the mid-19th century for sure. If you have any questions on the BF50-41 replacement hanger or any other Stanley product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.